Welcome back. We're the Bourbon Junkies. Parker's Heritage release this year, 2023, is a 10 or 11-year-old rye. Which one?
10.
10-year-old rye. We're going to drink and tell you our thoughts.
At cask strength.
Stay tuned. All right, here's the thing. Before we get into this, huge shout out to Matthew Long.
Thank you, buddy, for letting us borrow this bottle to do the review.
Yep.
And we're gonna take 2 ounces and keep it for the end of the year, blind. Dan doesn't think it needs to be because I don't know how we tried it last night and he didn't like it that much.
We had a sample of.
We did have a sample.
I'm done. I'm done. I almost spilled it. I did spill it, then I almost spilled it. Matt, I owe you something.
What the? Okay, this just needs to like move or something.
Yeah, maybe that was my problem too. It's a gravitational
anomaly?
Gravidity, dude. Which I meant gravity.
Gravidity?
Yeah, I made a new word.
I hate gravidity. Do you want a little bit more than that? Do you think that's all you need?
We'll see.
All right.
If I want more, thank God there's a bottle here. Cask Strength Rye Whiskey, Parker's Heritage 2023 release.
We'd pulled out the, I don't even know what edition this one was, but this is the Heavy Char Rye. It was like 5 years ago.
Yeah, a handful of years ago. One of the best Parkers I've ever had, truly.
Yeah, this was a monster. It is a monster.
One of the best
whiskey.
ryes.
And then the Heavy Char Bourbon that followed was probably one of my favorite of the year when that came out. Still up there. Phenomenal.
Yes.
I still really have high hopes for this. It's a Parker's, it's a rye.
We should.
All these things.
We should have high hopes for every Parker's release.
Yes.
The only really big letdown, truly, was the Orange Curacao.
Oh.
Because it was.
We just had
Heavy Char. Okay. Now, what I would like to do here, as this is one of the prettiest releases I think they've ever done, truly. Whiskey's very dark, which is a nice contrast to that green label. Really quick, give you a little info on here. 17th edition of the Parker's Heritage Collection consists of 10-year Kentucky straight rye whiskey bottled at full cask strength. The distillate entered the barrel at 125 proof in either August, October, or December of 2012. Then was aged across the first floors of the Rickhouse's H1 and 2, the 5th floor of Rickhouse FF. This is so much information.
Yeah.
Bottling the liquid was uncut, non-chill filtered. Sounds great.
128.8 proof. So she's a proofy gal.
Cool bottle.
Oh yeah, and then as always, a little portion of all the Parkers goes towards ALS.
Yes. Which is cool. It's cool they do that.
Good on them.
I don't know. it'd be cool to know like how much over all of them, how much they've donated. That'd be cool to know.
They have a metric on that, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
I love this right off the bat. It is like an Andes mint. It's a little minty and a lot chocolatey. It smells right. Oh,
buddy, there's no whiskey. Oh man, I was really just hoping it was the sample. There's no whiskey. We just fresh cracked it. We know for a fact it just is the whiskey.
Do you know the price on this? Is the only thing I don't know.
I'd bet at 150 to 180 would be my guess. It just, and you're gonna be so mad. You're gonna be, no, it doesn't. It does. It smells just like Dickel. Identical. It's mineral forward. It is funky. It's a heavy vitamin nose. It's sour.
Virginia ABC has it at $184.99, so that is probably what it is.
Give or take somewhere around there.
$185. Dan is throwing some hot takes, kind of like saying that Aaron Rodgers is going to take the Jets to the Super Bowl.
He could have.
I will say there is a little minerality to it, but it is not Dickel.
I'm the Dickel Bloodhound. This is Dickel.
Okay, High West 10, Midwinter Night's Dram 10 had more minerality than this.
Yep. True. The thing is behind the minerality, which is the forward note, unfortunately on the nose, is like a marshmallowy sweetness to it. I would assume, because it's Heaven Hill, it's probably a similar mash bill to Pikesville. Very low rye content, like
That's
legally
my jam.
rye.
That's my jam. I like that.
Man,
that's fantastic.
Buddy, that is just so disgusting.
Really?
Sour. It smells sour. Sour wood.
It's like a medium roast coffee bean with some chocolate on it.
No, it's so far away from everything you just said. That's so crazy. You would bring in a beautiful medium roast to this conversation.
Yeah.
That's so... Buddy,
I don't know
if
what your problem
I
is
blinded you with that, you would guess Dickel. You would.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would. There's no other whiskey with the minerality. Heaven Hill's never released something with that much minerality on it, ever.
First rip on the nose, I don't even think rye either. It does have a very like bourbon forward nose. It's sweet, not so spicy.
That's not bad.
It's pretty good.
Tastes better than it smells. Man, that should not be a Parker's.
Not minerality.
That should not be a Parker's.
No minerals in the palate.
Well, it's in the finish, but that shouldn't be a Parker's. I truly believe that.
You think this is just a shoot from the hip, Parker?
I just don't think that.
I think value's low on this one.
I don't think that drinks like the most limited bottle they put out of the year.
Cask strength 10-year rye. Nothing special.
No. I don't agree with that actually.
Okay.
I do think.
I'm diving in.
No, I know you are. I know.
Yeah.
I think that from the tech spec, from a white paper standpoint, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Proof's great. Color's phenomenal. This is one of the best color on a Parker's Heritage ever.
That's clear. The heavy char rye isn't
Yes.
even that dark.
This is one of the most beautiful ones. Whiskey's beautiful. Package is great. I do think
Much lower in the proof though.
that they it's 10 years old. That's cool. Double digits. Love that. Can't wait to have our own 10-year-old. Like I'm looking forward to that. I think that's a big deal, and I think it should be. I think if what you're doing is opening this and drinking it, I don't believe that this follows the Parker's Heritage line.
Man, the longer it sits here, I get like a sugar cookie, baking spice note on it.
It is bourbon-esque. It is obviously probably like a 51% rye mash bill.
It might be.
Honestly.
I'm not 100% sure.
I think they only have
Didn't look it up at all.
They only have one rye mash bill, I believe, and it's
Just
Pikesville.
wanted to drink it. I would say it's good. It's not great. It is not one of the better Parkers we've had, but it's not awful, like what Dan's pitching. 185 seems a little high.
It's so...
Because if this was in a different, label, 185 feels
Buddy, but you got to take it in consideration that you can't find it.
Kentucky Owls, those were $200 at start.
Every one of them's phenomenal.
Cask
every
strength,
rye.
10-year rye.
10, 11, 12.
12, yeah, somewhere in there.
You have to take into consideration this is a BTAC competitor every year. What the hell, dude? Do you know what I'm saying? You and me will never see this on a shelf for retail, ever. Like, that's the kind of bottle of whiskey it is.
Yeah.
And it drinks like our Mythology 10-year rye from MGP, from Mythology, but they was sourced MGP rye.
It's a monster.
Is better than
That's
this.
a monster, yeah.
The 13th Colony rye we just picked, 150.
It's not even close.
Better than, way better.
That is probably one of the best ryes we've ever had, though.
It's up there, but it's also cheaper.
Yeah.
Mind you, I get the availability on that, but it's a single barrel. Jack Daniel's this rye right here.
Oh, the 100 proof?
Way better.
Oh, you're talking the
few years ago. The twice barrel Jack Daniel's they did this year that was $80 to $100.
Yeah.
Way better.
That was 100 proof and phenomenal.
This bottle of whiskey, that's a D+. That is
I
a
was
D+.
gonna go C+.
That's a miserably... Listen.
I think it's really good. I don't know if I would say it's
That's
185 really good.
I'm upset by it. Matt, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I don't think it's top 10 of the year, realistically.
Fuck, no, it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think this is in the conversation for top 10 rye of the year right now, and I think I've had 5 ryes this year. I think that's kind of where we're at with it.
It's still good.
It's fine.
I still like it.
It's fine.
I think there's a lot going on. It drinks really nice.
So
the flavors that are there, I enjoy.
I was so excited when I heard there was a Parker's Rye this year.
Yeah.
Because the last Parker's Rye is one of my favorite ryes of all time. I put that Parker Heavy Char 8-year rye and that Jack Daniel's single barrel special release rye that they did a few years back.
Yeah.
I put those up there with Booker's Rye.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I agree. They're both phenomenal.
My hope was that this was going to go into that conversation.
Give me water. No.
We're so far away from that conversation right now.
All right, just for shits and giggles.
Oh, it's buddy. Don't
Yeah.
do that. You're going to ruin the whole video for you. Because you were enjoying this. You're about to shit on yourself, buddy. And life's over because that's one of the greatest ryes that Heaven Hill's ever put out. That's a Parker's. This is truly, this one, that's a Parker's release, right? You do have to bottle, it does. If you're putting it in the line, it needs to belong in the line. The whiskey needs to belong in that glass with that packaging on it. Holy shit.
I don't think it really knocks it down that much. They're two tails of the same coin, I feel.
This is kind of cold, and that is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Very sweet, very, very, perfect across the palate.
This is in your face rye after you have that. You're just oh, it's spicy, it's hot. I like the flavor. You are being...
It's bitter. It's just
bitter. You know how you talk about, I'm
bitter.
getting crotchety with the things that I do and don't like in whiskey?
Yeah.
You're being a baby back bitch right now.
Name the last whiskey I didn't like.
This,
Before that.
the Star Trek whiskey.
True.
Rise.
True. That Rise. Yeah, but that Jack Daniel's Twice Barrel this year is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proofs this year?
I don't
Better
know.
than that.
So you're really gonna stay at D minus?
Flat D.
I'm going flat C.
Flat D.
It's
Shouldn't
good,
be in a
not
Parker's
great.
package. I'm marking it down for being in that bottle.
I can kind of see what you're saying a little bit, especially after drinking this. Yeah.
Comparisons are that.
No.
What are we doing here? Your Elijah Craig Barrel Proof C923, better.
I might have hurt my own case when I brought up like Kentucky Owls when those were
phenomenal.
$200.
Yeah.
And
First one was
amazing.
$125.
And they were Kentucky Rye.
Mind you, inflation or whatever we're blaming all the cost increases on. So
because it went like 100 and something, 200, 200, 300.
I'm so disappointed. You know what brought me back to happiness though?
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
This bottle is one of the greatest Parkers they've ever released. This bottle right here, the 8-year heavy char rye. It's one of the greatest Parkers of all time.